Okay, part 3B, putting the strings into the bridge. I do put all in right away to begin with. So I use my angled piece here and point it forward, away from the bottom of the guitar. And of course the slot needs to face towards the headstock. Put them in, and sometimes I go underneath with my other hand into through the sound hole. I'll try to get there, so I just go in there and pull the ball end this way, so it's on this side of the pin. So all strings go in right away, as I already said, and then I just lay them out to the two sides, splitting them in half basically. So another, and see right now it pulls out. I just pull on the string, it pulls out because I did not pull that end this way past the pin. So now I just did, and it's holding. That's the difference. So now third string, again the ankle forward towards the headstock, pull it through, and by not having all the strings attached to the headstock right away, gives us access through the sound hole. So now the other strings will be facing the other side of the guitar. So we kind of split them in half. Pull forward again, there's one. This also goes pretty quick. On a good day you can actually restring the entire thing in about 6 minutes if you don't clean up the headboard and the fretboard and so forth. So now they are all in, ready to go. 3 on one side, 3 on the other. And let me see if I can do this in one run. Again, we already looked at the positioning of the holes in the tuning pegs, and now we're going to start with the tuners closer to the headstock. So light string, heavier, light, heavier, light, heavier, then build up the pressure up the headstock as we will tighten them. So we start with the high E. For now I'm putting the other strings out of the way so they are all on one side rather than splitting them. And I learned this from a tutorial on YouTube, which is a pretty good basic rule of thumb. You go to your tuning peg and you add 2 more. So on the high E, on the thinner strings, I like to keep them pretty long. I like a lot of windings around the peg rather than, just through the hole and then right out. Here, also off of a tutorial, I bend an L shape into the end, which also makes sure that you can stick out the tuning peg a tiny bit. So now I'm going to just put it in through the tuning peg, and it's already hooking. So now I need 2 hands and use my fancy little machine. Start winding it, and I do need a close-up. So this is how I hold the string. I have the tension from the saddle, and then I just hold this tension so I can later, as the tension increases, let go and ease it into the slot. Also, when we start this should be good. You can kind of see the string sticking out the hole there. So with the first run we're going over the little stub sticking out, and as we come around again we go under and then just pile them up going lower. That creates tension up towards securing the strings. So here's the close-up. I'll try to get a good shot of the entire guitar while I do this. Let's see if I can turn this a little bit. Kind of. So you can kind of see what I do with my left hand. So again, I go above the piece sticking out. Next time around, I come below. And then I just keep rolling here. Nice even pattern. And this one was a bit long, but I tend to do that on the skinny strings. So now we're getting closer to the slot. Now it's in the slot. I still have my other fingers in here to guide it lightly. Now I can take them out. And as a measure of not over tightening, I just actually listen to it. So there's our first string, and then I basically make sure that the pin is holding it. So I push that in really tight again, just to make sure that it's sitting right. So now we're going to do the B string. Same thing. Now you might ask, well, we don't have the measurement for the extra 2, so we got to do an eyeball. So here's our spacing. 1, 2. This is where we cut. So cut this puppy right off. Bend the L shape again to the end of the string. A little over 1/4 inch, depending on how big of diameter tuning pegs you have. And yes, when they stick out, they can hurt. So I like to keep them short. So again, we're going over. Actually, I'm going to relocate the camera. Sorry about the wobbliness. Maybe this will be more helpful. So you can see the hole there with the string sticking out. Going over first. There it is, the little piece sticking out. And actually I'm going to go even more sideways here. Hopefully not knock this puppy over. So I got to hold this little machine a different way. Okay, here we go. We're over this little part. We go next to where it's already there. Now we go right under. This went over, so always watch it. Feed it under. And here we go. And we just pile them up. If you have a lot of distance between the layers, you may, before putting full tension on, get your fingernail in there and push these guys up together. Again, the sound test. And there we go. Except that I put it in the wrong tuner. So I'm going to cut this again. Sorry about that.